I'm going to show you how you can build your own project's lessons learned log using Microsoft SharePoint. This will be a tracker which will allow you to track not only what has worked, but also what has not worked and what the recommendations are to continuously improve the quality deliveries of your projects. This will be a step-by-step tutorial, and by the end of it, you will have your very own lessons learned log. My name's Dougie Wood. I am a Microsoft MVP, and I've been working with SharePoint for the past 20 years, building out solutions for businesses all over the world. So if you need professional support with SharePoint, there's a link in the description below to work with me. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build the lessons learned list as part of the project's dashboard. Now, this is the project list in a previous video that I've shown you how to build. I've also shown you how to build out the accounts list, so the actual the companies and the contacts for this, as well as the RAID log, so basically all the kind of risks, assumptions that have been made for individual projects, as well as the stage gates as well, to show how projects are progressing through individual stages. Now, the next thing is to build out the lessons learnt that's for this particular project's dashboard. You'll notice the project dashboard at the moment is completely blank because I've yet to build this. However, if you do want to watch the full project dashboard build, there's a link in the description below to basically binge watch and watch me build out all of these different aspects of the PMO project's dashboard, including the dashboard homepage itself. Now, I'm going to build out my lessons learned log as a list. So I'm going to click on New, then click on List, and this is going to take me to the interface to build out a new list. There is loads of different templates down here that you can take a little look at in your own time. However, I'm going to create one completely from scratch. If you do have your own lessons learned, often a lot of the customers that I work with, they already have this as Excel spreadsheets or CSV. We can import those so it can automatically create the columns that are required. We can add more columns if we like, but it also means that you don't have to copy and paste that data into your SharePoint list afterwards from your Excel spreadsheet. We can just use it straight there and then, which saves a lot of time. In this case, because I'm just building a bit of a proof of concept example, I'm going to create this from scratch. I'm going to create a blank list. I'm going to call this my lessons learned list. And I also want to make sure that this is going to appear in my site navigation bar. So I'm just going to click on this checkbox here and then click on create. This is then going to create me my blank SharePoint list. And you can see by default, all I get is the title column in here. The first thing I want to do is actually look up the project that this lesson learned was related to. So I'm going to click on add column and scroll down to the bottom and use the lookup column. I'm then going to type in the name project. So this is the project that it relates to. And then once it's finished loading, I can see here that it's actually automatically selected the projects list. But if it doesn't do that for you, just make sure you click on the drop down and make sure you've selected your projects list. And I'm going to pull through the title of the project that this relates to. Once I click on save, it'll create a column. When I populate this later, you will see as well that I can always click on the link to take me through to the full project. So if I wanted to see the more project details, I can do. I'm going to use the title as almost like the title of the lesson learned, so a quick summary. But of course, I'm also probably going to want to add a little bit more information about what that is. So it's probably going to be things like what worked, what didn't work, things like that. So let's start adding some of these columns. So let's add a column for the phase. So in previous videos, I've kind of shown you the way that we deliver SharePoint projects, goes through certain stages. So I'm going to make sure that my lessons learned relate to those different project stages. Obviously, your stages are going to be completely different. And when we work with customers, we work to understand completely what your stages are so that we can completely customize this type of project system to your specific requirements. So within here, I'm going to call this the sort of project phase or phase. And then the different choices. So I'm going to say pre-sales. So often there can be lessons learned related to before even a project kicks off, the way that we talk to our customers, the tech that we use, the proposals that we use, the demonstrations that we show. There's often a lot of lessons learned which come even from that stage. Then we do a workshop, so we gather requirements of our customers and we document them, and then we give them back to the customer as a fixed price proposal. Again, there might be lessons learned there where maybe there's lessons learned about pricing or the types of products which pair well together, or there's so many different things as well that we might learn as part of that. We then have our build phase, so actually building a project. Again, technology is always evolving, so there's always better, new, quicker ways of doing things that we can document as we go along from a technical perspective. It might be the testing. Again, new tools come available and we can test products in different ways. We can help our customers test in different ways. And then finally, I'm just going to put in training. So finally, how our training can evolve over time, what ways that we're delivering the training resources and materials. Again, I'm just going to color code these. It doesn't really make much difference, to be honest. The colors, you can just select whatever you like. If there's any meaning of any of these to you, it's totally up to you how you want to color code these. Then I'm going to click on save, and then we've got our phase in here. Now we might want to have a description of what actually worked. So for example, let's use the multiple lines of text column, and we're going to say what worked. Click on save, and then equally we might want to know what didn't work. So I say what didn't work. Again, click on save, and then we might want to have the recommendation. So actually, what would we change in the future? Oops, like so. We might, I mean, it's probably a bit overkill, but I have worked with some customers before that want to have an approval system as part of their lessons learned as well. So I'm not actually going to show you this right now, but I'm just going to let you know it is available. You could build an approval process into this, because not every lesson learned, not every recommendation you want to apply, you could do more damage just straight away updating your SOPs, your procedures, based on every single recommendation which is ever entered by anyone. It could do more damage actually than not. So having some form of approval process to make sure that every recommendation is going to be of a benefit and that somebody else kind of agrees with that can often also be useful as part of the system. But I'm just showing you a very basic, simple lessons learned log at this point. We also want to know on that basis who actually submitted this. So again, you could create a people column if you wanted to. So if someone was submitting this on behalf of someone else, you would need a people column. But there is a default column, which is called created by. So we could say created by. So we can see actually who created this lesson learned item. We can also see the created date. So this is actually when someone submitted it. Again, it might be useful to see over time how the recommendations are coming through, who's submitting them, and when the recommendation might have been implemented. You could have another date to sort of show when was this actually implemented. So clicking on OK basically just means that we can see this information here. Now, it's dead easy to create a new lessons learned item. We can just click on the add a new item button here. So then we can fill this out. So maybe our first lesson learned will be related to pre-sale, so tailoring our SharePoint demos to client use cases. Now, it might have shown its head on a particular project, so it might be, say, for example, that on our SharePoint intranet project, we notice this, and the phase related to pre-sales right at the beginning. So we say what worked, so live SharePoint demos help customers quickly understand the platform's potential and build confidence in the solution. So what didn't work? So potentially we might have noticed that the demo was too generic and didn't always reflect the client's specific process or industry terminology. So the recommendation for this going forward would be that we create module demo scenarios, as in document management, approvals, automation, that can be quickly tailored to each customer's use case before the demo. So we can quickly tailor this to sort of say, okay, you've told us that it's very important that you have document management, which is going to apply to your ISO 9001. Here's a specific demo of a QMS system, which is related to ISO 9001, and that's going to basically show what SharePoint can do, and we don't miss anything that the customer is actually really intended to looking for. If we just stuck to a very basic SharePoint demo, we would miss the opportunity to show them what it could potentially do. Then we click on save, and this has then created our item, so you can then see what this looks like. I'm actually just going to pause the video and just create a few more lessons learned as well. This video is part of a wider training course on how to build your own projects dashboard, which contains all the main PMO functions that you need to deliver successful projects. If you would like to watch the full training course, there's a link in the description below. So there we go, here's some more examples, and all of these have some level of truth. As I say, we've been delivering SharePoint projects for the past 15 years, so we've kind of learned these lessons along the way and implemented them. But for example, at our workshop stage, it might be to standardize design sessions so that people can see real-world examples of SharePoint intranets and see what is possible. Reusing approved SharePoint components, so we work with a lot of manufacturing companies which are interested in ISO 9001 QMSs in SharePoint. A majority of the customers have similar requirements, so building from scratch each time takes more time, which inevitably just increases the cost to our customers. So to bring that cost down, we've created modules of QMS systems in SharePoint that are useful to everyone interested in ISO in SharePoint. As I say, we've got videos on this on my YouTube channel which show more about this type of stuff, but it means it brings the cost down that we can implement these for our customers. UAT scenarios need real content, so something else as well, if you're looking at doing a SharePoint project such as a projects dashboard, actually when it comes around to testing, we found that structured UAT scripts helped identify configuration issues, but what didn't work was when test users lacked realistic documents, limiting test quality. So, for example, with this system, this project dashboard that we deploy to our customers, if you don't put real documents and information in there, if it's just some random folder structure, folder A, folder B, folder C, the end users that are doing the testing don't really understand what it is they should be seeing there, so they can't really report back anything useful. So we say that we require our clients to provide real or representative content before the UAT begins, so that when they start testing, they're seeing the content that they will see in the real live system, so that they can provide accurate feedback for any changes. As well as that, role-based training drives adoption. So we found what works is that short role-specific training sessions increased user engagement, which means that your return on investment is going to be much higher, the adoption rates are going to be higher. So what didn't work? Generic training failed to address advanced user scenarios. So what we now do is we split our training into 3 different types of training. We have end user training, which is just literally just how to use SharePoint, the basics of uploading documents, working with lists, things like that. Power users, or what we call champion training, where they have a little bit more knowledge than the average users, and it also means that there's somebody that the end users can go to rather than just battering your first line support desk. And then we have admin training, which is IT level admin training, how to support this, how to configure the permissions and access to make sure that you can maintain this system going forward. So this is a real live kind of example of lessons learned log, which again is then linked back to individual projects. Now you might want to also tag against these lessons learned the types of projects, so that you can learn or products which relate to it. So say, for example, for us, we might have project types. So let's go to our choice field here, and we might have our project types. So we might have SharePoint intranet. We might have our QMS system. We might have a training portal. We have a bunch of different kind of sort of project types that we do inside of SharePoint. But it just means then, say for example, this relates to SharePoint Intranet project. So we can say SharePoint Intranet. This one relates to SharePoint Intranet. This one relates to QMS. This one relates to training. This one relates to intranet. But it then just means, once we've tagged all of this, if I want to look for lessons learned based on a certain project type or product that we're delivering, we can then filter and say, okay, show me all the lessons learned related to SharePoint intranets, and then I can quickly see what we've kind of implemented to improve the quality of those types of projects that we are delivering. I say, if you want to watch the full videos of all the build for the project dashboard, including the project list, the accounts, the raid log, the stage gates, there's a link in the description below. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to tie together all of these separate parts of the project dashboard into a nice, beautiful looking homepage that makes it easy for you to get access to all of your project information via a dashboard. I'll see you there.